You're watching Soulful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
All right. How did you and I meet today?
I was just chilling out here, and you're like, "Can I give you some information on some feet?" I was like, "All right."
And you were down. You're like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Let me ask you this: if somebody said to you, "actively thinking about your feet," what would that mean to you?
Actively, somebody with foot fetish.
That's what it would mean. Really? Really? Okay.
Actively thinking about
I'm saying actively think about your feet. We're talking
my
about you
feet.
actively thinking about your feet. Yeah.
Actively thinking
Think
about
your
my
own
feet.
Yeah. What would that mean to you?
Is grounding.
Grounding. There you go. So one of the things I always ask about, like, have you ever thought about the fact that, like, when you walk, you go for long periods of time, sometimes at work when you have a job where you, like, stand up a lot, right? The impact that it has on, like, your stress level, your fatigue, all that stuff, right? Because what is your foundation?
Your feet.
Your feet, absolutely. So, like, a lot of times we don't think about that. Like, sometimes when we have different pains and stuff in our body, like, the easy, like, fix to it is, like, a foot massage, a hand massage. Like, those things can help us out in those areas. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts? Just hearing that part along.
I think it's great. I get body massage all the time, so I think it's very important.
That's really dope. That's really dope. See, a lot of people don't. I just actually interviewed a lady over there. She's like, never gotten a massage before. Never. And I'm like, I feel like everybody should go get a massage. Just, you see what the difference is when you come out of it. Like, just like, man, I feel a lot more loose, a lot more, free, pretty much. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. When it comes to, like, your feet, have you ever experienced any injuries? Has anything ever happened to where you've, like, man, I took a wrong step and, like, I messed something up? Does that ever happen to you?
I sprained my ankle twice or 3 times before.
Was it a high ankle sprain or was it just like a normal sprain?
It's probably just right here. So I always had problems on this side of my ankle.
Okay. Because a lot of times, so, like, when you have a higher ankle sprain, it lasts a little bit longer. What was the duration of, like, how long it lasted?
Oh, probably a few weeks. Then once in the blue moon, I'll step wrong, and I notice if I'm on my feet a lot, it'll go out.
And see, so think about it this way, right? We stretch a lot of different parts of our body, right? We stretch our arms, we stretch our legs. How often do we stretch our feet?
Probably never.
So I'm going to give you some information today about some things you can do to, like, make it a little bit more dexterous and a little bit more flexible, okay?
Okay.
Let me ask you this. So in terms of looking at that first page right there, let me have you, if you can, put your feet out and just, like, put them down flat like this, all right? In terms of that book right there, which one did you say your feet match closest to? And I'm going to get...
Orient?
Yeah, a little bit more rounded, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like more rounded across?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one right here?
Yep. So, where are you from?
My parents are from Cambodia.
There you go. Absolutely. So those roots and stuff. So this is why I kind of tell people a lot of times when we go out and we get shoes and things like that, we don't think about like how our toes align in different shoes. We don't think about, like, sometimes our feet are a little bit more wide as opposed to narrow. So you think you wear a size 7 and you go put a size 7 on, you're like, oh, this is a little bit snug. That's because you're not paying attention to how wide it is. So, like, what are your thoughts about that?
I think there's facts to it, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a medical pedicure?
A medical?
Pedicure.
No.
Okay. So medical pedicures are when you go see a podiatrist, specialist of the foot. What they do is they look at your toenails, make sure your toenails grow correctly. They check your toe alignment, make sure it's right. They check your feet for, like, dead skin, fungus. Do all the work there with, like, medical grade equipment. It's actually, like, the cleanest possible, like, pedicure you can get.
Oh.
What would your thoughts be on seeing something like that who give you, like, insight into what's happening with your feet? Like, tell you, like, hey, this is what's happening, you should do this. How would you feel about that?
I'd be open to it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, when I go out, I try to tell people about that because a lot of people don't know. I found this out from a lady I interviewed near the border where she basically told me she only gets those type of pedicures. Like, I do not get cosmetics. She was like, I go get a medical pedicure, and I was like, what is that? And so I even got one myself. And when I was there, the doctor, what he told me was, he's like, a lot of people wait till later in life when you got all these different problems. And now it's a little late to, like, try to, like, help. So it's like preventative health, right?
Okay.
So if you can. So I would suggest, like, going to see somebody like that if you want to get some more information about your feet and stuff.
Okay.
All right?
I would be open to that.
So let's switch to the next page. All right. You're talking a little bit about earthing and grounding. So there are some of the benefits there that come from earthing and grounding, right? Reducing, like, fatigue. A lot of times, like, when you have stress, a lot of times you can go stand in some grass, man, and, like, improve blood circulation and all those different things. Have you had experiences like that before with like grounding and earthing before?
Well, I feel like right now I want to go.
Yeah.
Put my feet in the sand,
There
the
you
water. Go. So yeah.
How often do you do that?
Maybe once a week.
Once a week?
Or twice, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you actively do it because you know, like, once you do it, you're gonna feel different after you do it, or is it something that you just do as a routine?
I do it when I need to clear my mind.
See, that's what we're talking about right there. Stress levels, right? So if you're a little stressed, doing that like definitely helps out. So like you do it because you're like, I need to clear my mind. So you actively go and do that. Now when you come back from doing it, you feel a lot better, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So flipping to the next page, we're talking about foot massages, right? So you kind of talked about like you go get massages often. Have you gotten reflexology massages where they target like those different areas and stuff like that?
Not just like the feet area, but I've done like therapeutic or what did you call it? Like those sports therapy. Those sports therapy massages, different things.
Okay. What have your experiences been like with those types of massages?
I think it's really good. It gets down to the muscles. It's painful, but after it feels really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always try to go out and get information. You actually flip to the next page. That's a breakdown of those different areas that you have in your feet that like sometimes it connects back to like different parts of your body. So absolutely, if you can put your feet back out straight, all right, so we can kind of go through some of these, right? Do them like this way. Yeah, there you go. All right, and so first of all, I forgot to ask you about that. Put your feet closer together. I forgot to ask you about this. Do you feel like you have an arch? You don't have an arch? Flat-footed? What do you feel?
I feel I have a little arch, but mostly flat.
Do you find it easier to like walk in heels, or is it a little bit harder?
It's a little harder.
A little bit harder? Okay, cool. Do you ever experience migraines or anything like that?
Sometimes.
Okay. You know the area, so if you look on there, right, it's telling you right there the area that you can massage where it says head at, right?
The what?
So if you look down there, it says the head area. If you go towards the toe area, look at your big toe on there.
Okay.
Okay.
So
towards
neck,
the
nose,
other one, the one
brain.
at the top, right here.
Over here.
Yeah. So if you look at the top, it says like head. It should say head.
Okay, head, brain.
So yeah, absolutely. So right here, base of the big toe, right? Massaging in that area can actually like alleviate that tension from those moments. So yeah, boyfriend or you got sisters or whatever like that, you can have them massage that area. It definitely helps out a lot when you're feeling that in those moments. All right. So talking about reflexology, usually when we get to this portion, we like to talk about sensitivity. Let me ask you this: how sensitive or ticklish do you tend to be?
Not too much.
Okay, you go get pedicures, you're not really like ticklish?
I do.
You are? Okay, so when they're doing a pumice stone, I'm imagining, right? A little ticklish?
Just a tad bit, yeah.
What do you do?
Like, I don't know, wiggle my feet.
You don't even know, you're like, oh, I don't really know, right?
I don't know, wiggle my feet.
Let me ask you,
flinch.
do you mind if we test it? Because I'd like to show you a trick that I've learned that helps out with that. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right, cool. So we're going to start with right. Then we'll do your left. I want you to tell me where you feel it at the most, which foot is most sensitive, okay? Cool. All right. So, brush, because it kind of simulates that pumice stone. Kind of flex your feet up a little bit. All right, so here we go. We're going to go with the right. 1, 2, 3. And where you feel it at the most? Is it like your arch area?
Yeah.
So right in that arch area, okay. Let's try your left. Tell me if this side is more sensitive, okay? 1, 2, 3. And is this one more sensitive or less sensitive?
It's still both sensitive, but I think it's more on this side.
More on your right? Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, you apply a lot more pressure to that side. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. While I'm doing it, wiggle your toes. Okay. So wiggle. Feel it more or less?
Less.
Okay. Let me have you put the book down for a second. I'm gonna have you do something else while you're doing it. So wiggle your fingers and toes while you're doing it. So wiggle. Feel it more or less?
Feels the same to me.
Feels the same? Why do you think it feels the same instead of feeling less? Because it should be less that you're feeling it.
I don't know. You tell me.
Let's try your left. You tell me here. Wiggle. All right. More or less? Is it a little bit less?
It feels a little more on this.
It can't be the same. It
No.
can't say wiggle. It should be less.
It feels the same to me.
Okay, so here's what should be happening. So while I'm applying like energy, right? Think about it like this. You're also applying energy because you're moving, right? It should disperse the energy, right? I don't know if it's happening quite because maybe you're not fully doing it. So, but that's the trick that usually happens. I've tried that with so many people and it's worked like wonders. People who are like super ticklish and never get pedicures because of that, they're able to go get pedicures because of that. Absolutely. So that's a trick for you. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and wiggling your fingers actually does it too because think about it like this: like your mind is connected to every part of your body. So you actively telling your body to do something is like distracting you from like doing something else, right? But also, like I told you, that energy dispersion is what like helps out the most. Absolutely. So let me get you put your feet out again. So we're gonna do some exercises, okay? So I told you I'm gonna help you be a little bit more dexterous and flexible, okay? So feet close together. So I'm gonna have you first bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort.
Bend my toes.
Bend. Just bend down. Is that easy to do? Is that hard to do? Does it feel any pain?
No, it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy?
I'm pretty flexible.
What are you feeling?
I felt a little cramp on this one a little bit.
So you feel a cramp after a while. Okay, so relax. Let me get you spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort. A little bit harder to do. You have to kind of think about it, right? You're like, spread. Okay, relax. Lastly, just wiggle your toes about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, anything happen after a while. Just wiggle. Easy to do, hard to do. Cramping?
See, easy.
No cramping? Okay, cool. This is something that you should be doing though, on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Because like you use your feet all the time. You step on your toes. Like this is the very last thing that touches the ground every single time. So doing that daily can definitely like help you out there. All right. One last thing. Try this out. So I want you to do bend your leg. All you're gonna do is just roll your foot back and forth across it. Tell me what you're feeling while you're doing that.
It feels good. I do this at home sometimes.
Okay. Have you tried it with a golf ball?
No.
Try it with a golf ball.
Okay.
I usually carry a golf ball with me, but I gave one to somebody because she said that her feet have been hurting a lot.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead, keep it. Try it on your right. Let's see. Tell me which one you felt it on the most.
I feel the same, to be
It feels
honest.
the same?
Yeah.
It should be more on one side because you put more pressure on one side. Did you feel it the same? Maybe it's because you're not actively thinking about it. Maybe because you're more like just in the moment right now. Maybe when you go home, you're a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, because my feet's not really hurting right now.
Yeah. But that's something you can do in the mornings. Like it'll definitely help you out. All right. So let's wrap up the interview.
Okay.
In terms of my approach, when I came up to you, I asked you to do the interview. How did you feel my approach was? Was it good? Was it bad? How did you feel about it?
It was good. I was like, what you selling?
You did ask for that. You're like, you selling something? What's going on here?
You said no. I'm like, all right, cool then.
Yeah, you're like, we're good. I'm not paying you nothing. But anyway, in terms of my approach, I already asked you that. But in terms of like the interview, start to finish, right? Did you see how everything was going along the line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new?
Yeah, I learned a lot of things. Different toe shapes.
I'm glad that I could give something out.
Yeah, so that was good. That's
nice.
good.
The last thing I always ask, something that you can say to my channel. Maybe it's a life lesson you learned. Maybe it's some wise words somebody shared with you at one point in time. Anything that you can say that could be helpful to us.
Self-care is very important.
Absolutely.
So it's really good to go detox, get a massage.
Man.
Very important.
You said you do that a lot.
Like about once or twice a month.
So you make sure that you like take care of yourself just by doing that. That's really
because
dope.
when you get old,
yeah, man,
it's gonna be really
gotta
hard.
take care, right? Well, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you stopping to do this interview with us, taking this time. All right, and we hope that you have a great one. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.